Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is February 27, 2025, and Barcelona's defense is one of the highest scoring defensive lines in all of Europe. Yes, you heard that correctly. Also, Barcelona are planning to announce the contract renewals of 2 players during the month of March. And finally, it's been revealed what Barcelona have agreed with Real Betis in regards to the transfer of Vitor Roque. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we will begin this video with the news that Barcelona's defense is the second highest defense in all of Europe to score goals and provide assists for a total of 36 goals and assists. Yes, you heard that correctly. Not only is Barcelona's trident the highest scoring and most lethal trident in all of Europe, but Barcelona's defensive line is the second defensive line most involved in goals, having scored 12 goals and provided 24 assists for a total of 36 goals and assists, only 1 goal behind Inter Milan, who have 37, making them the number 1 in Europe. And when it comes to La Liga, Barcelona are number 1, where their defensive line is the highest involved defensive line in all of the Spanish league when it comes to goals, where again Barcelona have 36 goals and assists. In second place are Girona with 20 goals, Athletic Club de Bilbao with 20 goals, and Real Madrid in 4th place with 18 goals. So a huge difference between Barcelona, who sit in 1st and 2nd place. And this just goes to show that on Hansi Flick's team, everyone scores goals. Now, of course, in order for a goal to happen, there has to be an assist. And well, there's no one better than Alejandro Balde and Jules Koundé when it comes to assists, because between the two of them, they have 14 assists. Jules Koundé has provided 8 assists and Alejandro Balde has provided 6 assists. And then, of course, the rest of the defensive line have also provided assists, where Íñigo and Pau Cubarsi have each provided 3 assists. Gerard Martin has provided 2 assists, which is pretty impressive with how very little he plays. And finally, Ronald Araujo and Eric Garcia each have 1 assist. So amazing numbers by Barcelona's defensive line, which again just goes to show that on Flick's team, everybody scores, everybody provides assists. And that's why Barcelona have been able to score 120 goals this season so far. An absolutely crazy number. Now, speaking of defender scoring, as you know, Pau Cubarsi did score a goal against Atlético de Madrid in the Copa del Rey. And that goal has made history, because with that goal, Pau Cubarsi has officially become the youngest Barcelona defender to score a goal in La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Champions League at 18 years and 34 days. And he has officially beat the previously held record by Francisco Calvet, who was 18 years old and 189 days when he scored a goal for in La Liga, Champions League, and Copa del Rey. Or back then it was a different cup. It wasn't called the Champions League, but it was the European trophy, whatever the hell it was called back then. But the previous record held by Francisco Calvet goes all the way back to 1940. So Pau Cubarsi just broke an 85-year-old record. Absolutely amazing by our young defender, who is showing time and time again that he's on his way to become the greatest defender on this globe. Now, speaking of defenders, we do have to talk about Íñigo Martínez, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona are planning to announce his contract renewal during the month of March. Now, as you know, Barcelona are very close to finalizing the signing, or the transfer of Vitor Roque to Palmeiras, which will generate around 25.5 million euros in fixed fee for Barcelona. And what Barcelona plan to do with that is, of course, continue their wave of renewals. As you know, Barcelona have renewed several players these past few weeks. The next player that they wanted to renew was, of course, Íñigo Martínez, who does have a clause in his contract that triggers an automatic renewal if he plays at least 45 minutes of 60% of all matches. It looks like he's on his way to triggering that clause, but despite that, Barcelona still wanted to renew his contract, which expires at the end of the season, and extend it for another season until 2026. Barcelona had communicated that to the player that they wanted to give him another year contract, but of course, they had ran out of financial fair play margin once they were done renewing players like Pedri, Gabi, and Pau Cubarsi. But now that Barcelona will be receiving money for the sale of Vitor Roque, as soon as that money hits Barcelona's accounts and they have more financial fair play margin, they plan to announce the contract renewal of Íñigo Martínez, and they hope to do it during the month of March. Now, Íñigo Martínez is not the only player that Barcelona want to renew with this incoming money. They also want to announce the contract renewal of Robert Lewandowski, who also has an automatic a clause that triggers an automatic renewal in his contract if he plays at least 45 minutes of 45 minutes of 55% of all matches, which he already triggered, or he already met that threshold. But before he met that threshold, Barcelona had already communicated to him that they wanted to extend his renewal, his contract by one more season until the summer of 2026. And well, now that Barcelona will be receiving that money for the Vitor Roque sale, they will be announcing the contract renewal of Robert Lewandowski, who is set to receive a salary reduction during next season, of course, postponing the search for a center forward to the summer of 2026. Now, speaking of Vitor Roque, we will end this video with the news that has been revealed what Barcelona and Real Betis have agreed to in regards to the transfer of Vitor Roque. Now, as you know, Vitor Roque has agreed to move back to Brazil to join Palmeiras. Palmeiras have reached an agreement with Barcelona for the transfer of Vitor Roque, where Palmeiras are going to pay Barcelona 25.5 million euros fixed plus 5 million euros in variables for 80% of the rights of the player. But of course, there is a problem that Vitor Roque is currently on loan with Real Betis. Real Betis wanted some monetary compensation because the winter transfer market is closed. So if they lose Vitor Roque, they're not going to be able to sign anyone in his place. Both Palmeiras and Barcelona did not want to pay Real Betis any kind of money for as far as compensation. So Barcelona and Real Betis were negotiating what kind of compensation they could be. And well, now they have agreed on a compensation, and it has to do with Abde, because Barcelona still own 50% of the rights of Abde. Of course, Real Betis signed Abde for 7.5 million euros, where Barcelona retained 50% of the rights. And it's reported that Barcelona have agreed to forego 30% of the rights of the player, which means Real Betis will now own 80% of the rights of Abde, with Barcelona only left with 20%. And given that Abde is worth around 15 million euros, by letting 30% go, Barcelona pretty much letting 4.5 million euros go, which to me, that does not make any sense at all. I mean, you're paying, not really paying, but indirectly paying a club 4.5 million euros for a player they don't own, which is Vitor Roque. Terrible, terrible deal. But again, this would only happen if Real Betis offload Abde. If they end up keeping Abde, then doesn't really matter. But 4.5 million euros to me sounds pretty high. But that's not all. That's not all, because the agreement is still not complete. Real Betis are still negotiating with Barcelona. They know that Barcelona are running out of time, because tomorrow, February 28th, is when the Brazilian transfer market closes. So if Barcelona cannot reach an agreement with Betis by tomorrow, then Vitor Roque will have to stay in La Liga. But the other thing that Real Betis are trying to negotiate is in regards to Pau Victor. As you know, Pau Victor has not been getting minutes under Flick, despite impressing with Barca Athletic last season, scoring more than 20 goals, despite impressing in the preseason, and despite having 2 goals and 1 assist this season with very few minutes. He still hasn't gotten much playing time, and it's reported that Real Betis are trying to negotiate the right to take the player on loan in the summer transfer market. Of course, no agreement has been reached yet, but hopefully an agreement is reached soon, because again, the market closes tomorrow, so Barcelona need to finalize this by tomorrow. so Vitor Roque can go back to Brazil. Now, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. What do you think about Barcelona foregoing 30% of their rights in Abde? Let me know down below in the comment section. I will be uploading another video, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.